I don't know about you, but it was cold today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is terrible.
I just got off the water.
No, did you really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised, man. I wasn't stupid enough to go out.
I had a guide trip and they were like, "Are we still going?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's see how it goes."
Yeah, it's tonight's supposed to be, and we are live, by the way. So
Yes.
let people get in here, and I'm going to try to find the link. But yeah, tonight's supposed to be. We got a freeze warning.
Yeah, I did
Not just planted tomatoes.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah. Give me a second here. I'm gonna see if I can find this. Oh, there it is. Good. So that way, let me pull it up. Big. Oh, I gotta shut it off because now I'm talking back to myself. All right, there we go. All right, we got 3 on. Guys, hey, if y'all are on, make a little comment. And yeah, anyway, y'all make a comment. Let us know you're on. And we got Mr. Walker Smith. I'll introduce him in a minute. But we got him on here. So if you got questions for Walker, you got questions about the tournament, go ahead and put them in the comments, and we will go through all the comments and get this going. So one of the things we started doing this year, because we don't have meetings, and Walker, remind me to talk about the meeting, please. But we don't have meetings like we used to with Cat, and so we started doing this live show every Monday before the tournament, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So, all right, we got, let's see, Mr. John Maddox on duty, or on duty, on live. Let me blow this screen up a little better. There we go. Now I can see. I got 2 monitors going on, so if I'm looking around, that's problem. All right, John Maddox, how you doing, brother? Xavier Young, good to see you on here. What's going on, fellas?
Howdy.
John says YouTube is on. Thank you so much. Randy Acker. Got Daniel, Christina. Oh, brother, I'm gonna try and pronounce your name, but if I screw it up, please don't.
It's you, Zalko.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I should have just asked Walker. He's a smart one around here. I'm old and dumb.
Yes, sir. So, he's one of my sponsors. He does waterfowl and taxidermy. Really good.
Oh, cool. Okay. Awesome, man. Good to have you on here. Mr. Jerry Hancock Fishing.
Howdy.
If you're in a mood to get in a fight on YouTube, go to Jerry's pages, comment something bad. I'm joking. Good to have you on, Jerry. Ronnie Wright on here.
Good evening.
Marquis Blaylock. That's a name I hadn't seen in a while. Hope you're doing good, brother. Give me a shout tomorrow. And I'm glad you came on and said that, because that's going to remind me too, which I have in the comments, but this tournament is sponsored by Fish and Ski Marine, and Marquis, or Fishing with Key is his YouTube name, but Marquis is sponsored by them. So it definitely gave me a reminder. But yeah, Fish and Ski Marine. So you will see them on several things once we do wrap the trailer, which, by the way, if anybody wants their guide service on the trailer, let me know. We have pricing. We're going to be wrapping that trailer here in probably a couple of months, just trying to get everything sold that will last for 4 years. So it's a good rolling advertisement, something that you can also deduct on taxes. So anyway, Fish and Ski Marine, thank you so much for the sponsorship, and they will also be sponsoring both days of state finals. So they got all the Lake of the Pines. So good to have them. Good to have you on here, Marquis. Hope your neck's doing better. He just had neck surgery as well. Ooh. Kitty Price, what's up, big dog? Good to see you on here. All right, so 7:05. Oh, we got 26 watching. All right, guys, there's 26 people on here, and about 8 of y'all commented. So let me know you're on here if you're on. I know a couple of them are mom and dad. Stephen Ford, how you doing, brother? Stephen won the amateur division last month. So I think you won. I believe you did. You got a check. So that's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
You did something I've never done. Got a check. There she is. Mama Fisher, or Mama Fisher, Mama Smith. Stephen got third. All right, Mitch Watkins, how you doing, brother? All right, guys. So let's get into it. We got 26 on right now, which is actually pretty good. 27. Hit that like button if you would. Just let us know that. Kind of let YouTube help that algorithm since we're just starting this up. But let's introduce Walker Smith. So Walker started about roughly 3 to 4 years ago with Cat in the Cat tournaments with his dad, Josh. And Walker is the one that fishes. Dad just sits back and nets them and provides snacks, I think. But they started out in the back then we only had 2 divisions. So we had semi-pro, or we had D1 and D2. So he started out in the D2 position and basically put a whooping on all of us last year and won so much money that y'all had to move up. So you're now in the pro division and probably your youngest angler in the pro, if I'm correct. Because how old are you? Everyone thinks you're like 30, but what are you, 19?
Yes, sir. I'm 19. I've gotten told twice this past week by 2 older gentlemen. They asked if I was 30 or not, or if I was upper 20s, and no, I'm just 19.
19. Has his own guide service. Tell us about your guide service real quick.
Been doing that since November. It's always been a dream. Ever since I went out with Mr. Find the Fish, Jordan Sanders, I knew right then and there that's what I wanted to do. So every day I'm not in college, I'm out on that lake, and it is awesome.
And he also wears pink Crocs, just like Jordan. So yeah,
they put the fish in the boat.
Put the fish in the boat. And you're also are you a EMT or a firefighter? Which one?
I'm not an EMT. I went through the course and got my course done with, but I need to be state registered. I need to do my pass my state registry, and then I'll be an EMT, and then I volunteer firefighter on the side.
That's it. Okay, I knew something like that. So 19 years old, doing all that stuff, and over here winning tournaments, beating everybody out. So, congratulations to you and your dad. So, guys, here's the perfect time for y'all to ask questions. We're gonna start highlighting questions here in a minute, but what we're gonna do right now is let's talk about Lake of the Pines this weekend. Lake of the Pines qualifier, sponsored by Fish and Ski Marine, and great company. If y'all have never been there, they have multiple types of boats. I know Lund's one of them, and I'm sorry I don't remember the other brands, but they've got a couple locations. They just opened one in Canton, Texas. I think it's Sanger is where their main location is. And then they opened one in Canton, Texas. That's where we had the Fish and Ski Marine tournament back in October, I believe.
Yep. It was first weekend in November.
No, first weekend in November. That's right. Yeah. That's where I got my first check. So, yeah. Anyway, great company. But let's talk about here. I'm just going to pop this up. So this must be a relative, Priscilla Fisher.
Yep, it's my grandma.
Way to go, Walker. All right. Oh, well, yeah, okay. Walker's, yeah. Oh, hi, Walker's aunt. Okay, anyway. Okay, let me put myself right back over here so I don't lose myself in the comments. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about Lake of the Pines. So we're in pre-spawn, spawn, kind of depends on how you look at it. What would you, if you were a brand new to this lake angler, what would you do? Don't tell me your strategy because, you still got to win. But let's talk about, us little measly semi-pro and amateur guys. What would you look at on this lake?
So this lake is my favorite. It is beautiful, but the fishing is unlike any other lake. There's big fish everywhere, and you can not only can you target big white crappie, but you can also target big black crappie. So you can go and get lucky in some brush pile somewhere, or you can go out in that standing timber, especially right now, like you said, that pre-spawn spawn. You can go real shallow, and there's also fish real deep. So right now is like the perfect time. You can kind of just go wherever you feel like, and you're going to find fish. But I like a little bit shallower, not too deep, but it's all right now. I believe you can go pretty much anywhere and you can find fish. So
Walker is going to be at longitude 34, 19, 59. No, I'm just playing. I'm looking up real quick while you're talking about that. I'm looking up the weather for this weekend, so I've not even looked at it.
It's supposed to be 90 degrees.
Whoo, 92.
And it was 30 to this morning.
5 to 15 miles an hour out of the southwest.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad as long as it stays in the 5. That lake can get a little rough. Guys, if y'all don't have a map card, I see Trey Garza is on here. If you don't have a map card for that lake, please get one. It is a lot of the lake is, especially when you get the shallower area, it is telephone poles that mark the route. But I will tell you, those telephone poles are old, and there are a few trees that look like the telephone poles. I took off last year and was heading right toward the telephone pole, and it turned out to be a tree. And luckily, I shut down beforehand. The telephone, I was heading this way. The telephone pole was over here. Anyway, but yeah, so kind of deep, shallow, really anywhere you want to fish. I like what you said, brush pile. That's definitely a good spot. What size, if you're looking for black crappie, what do you think is a good size on this lake?
Ooh.
I'm going to interrupt you. I say that because I love the black crappie. I went for that Brian Sowers tournament a few years ago. Me and John, we couldn't get out of the blacks. We were trying to catch white crappie, and all it was black crappie. We were pulling in 1.8s and close to 2 pounders, But anyway, go ahead.
I very much believe you can have a 2-pound average on this lake with black crappie. This lake is phenomenal for the blackfish. I know Jerry Hancock one time was throwing back blackfish and he didn't realize it, but he started weighing them and they were all over 2 pounds. So like you don't realize it, but their backs are just so heavy and they're so thick. Like you very well easily can run over 7 big black crappie out there, even 2 to 2.5 pounds easily.
Yeah. That's a good point. Let me ask you how you do it. I know how different people do it, but do you keep the first 7 legal you catch, or do you just pretty much, if this is not a 2-pounder, I'm not keeping it in a boat. You know what I mean?
So how I do things, like, yes, I will get my first 7 because that's like a milestone. I like to create milestones. So when I do cull some fish, like it's like, hey, we're doing good now. We're doing something better. But I'm not going to keep like a little bitty, like it. I like it to be at least 1.30 pounds or bigger if I'm going to throw it in the boat. If I catch a 13-inch fish, I'm unhooking it. I'm throwing it back just so we don't have to waste time and we can keep rolling.
Yeah. And that's I'll tell you a funny story in that, because John and I were fishing, and I think it was the Brian Sowers tournament. It may have been crappie anglers. I can't remember. No, it was crappie anglers of Texas. We were fishing, and that was the first time. Normally I do the culling, and I'm not saying John did something wrong. It's somewhere, there was a miscommunication there somehow, but we just started keeping everything that was legal. We had a couple in there at one point. We had 3 fish that were under 1 pound, just because we wanted to make sure we had 7. Somehow one of those suckers that was 0.98 stayed in that boat. I don't know how that happened. So we released a bigger fish in that. So yeah, you just got to pay attention to the culling. I'm not saying, please don't take John. I know you're watching. That was not on you. That was us, because that was both of us dealing with that. We both looked at it going, how'd that happen? Anyway, but yeah, there's some good fish in this lake. I mean, white crappie. What's the lake record of that? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I don't know. I know someone just caught a 3-pounder out there a couple weeks ago, though.
Man, what's your biggest one on that lake?
Ooh, I've probably caught a 220s out there.
Wow.
I've caught some 2-pounders out there, but I never get really lucky on the giants on lakes. I usually, my average is usually what's pretty good.
Yeah. All these people are catching 3-pounders. I'm a 289 is my PB. I've never got a 3. I've never broken that record.
I got lucky, and 3 weeks ago I caught 1 3-pounder.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's cool. Did you get it mounted?
Not yet. She is sitting in the freezer ready to be sent.
You got to heat her up and make her expand a little bit.
Yeah, she don't need it though. She's that big.
Wow.
It still amazes me.
Wow. Let's go to our comments real quick and just look through here. So we got Mitch Watkins. I think I said hi to you. I can't remember. Yeah, I did. We got Mr. Jason Uten. Good to see you on here. We need to see you at a tournament there, buddy. Jim Fox, good evening. See, I saw your aunt already. Mike Mason, how you doing, brother? Good to have you on here. Mr. Trey Garza. So not that y'all need it, but if you need a good divorce lawyer, go see Trey. I'm joking. He is a divorce lawyer, but
yes, sir.
Anyway, no, Trey Garza. I appreciate you guys coming down. It comes all the way down from basically, I think it's Brownsville, or no, it's right around there, close to Padre Island. So makes that drive down here. This will be his third trip down here, and Xavier comes with him sometime. He was on the first one. I don't know if he'll be on the second one. George, I got a question for you real quick since you're on here. I call you Ken. I don't know if you go by George Ken or George Shear or Ken Shear. I got all three names that show up. Tell me in the comments how you like to be addressed so I don't mess that up again. Okay, here's a good question. Hold on. We'll go to that in a second. I saw another one down here. Tommy Zell, Little Walker isn't so little anymore. All right. Good to have you on, Tommy. Let's see. Okay, Trey says, what would you do other than okay, never. I thought it was a real question. Other than pot lick John Maddox. Well, I wouldn't pot lick John Maddox. I would pot lick like Tommy or Jerry or Walker. No, don't do that. Or Damian Remillard. Yeah, he wants you to go ahead and tell your strategy. So
Remillard don't need my strategy. We need his.
Yeah.
He gets lucky with some big fish. I think he did really good out there last year.
Yeah. Well, he's done good this year. Won the Palestine tournament.
Yep.
So John Maddox reply, Trey, you better pot lick. Oh, he said the same thing I did.
Good luck keeping up with my boat.
Yeah. Yep. And you got a boat for sale soon, I think. I don't know if I'm supposed to advertise that or not. But
yes, sir. We have a 17-foot Nitro that we used to run tournaments out of. We're going to put up for sale real soon.
Okay. So if y'all are interested in a Nitro, let Walker know. You can find him on Facebook at Walker Smith. How's that? How's that for a intro at Walker Smith?
Perfect.
All right, man. If I could get a mustache like yours, I'd be excited. So, all right. Oh, find a fish. Well then, hi, Mr. Smith.
It's Mr. Found the Fish. We talked about it. It's Mr. Found the Fish. It's not Mr. Smith. So.
Yeah, I said Jordan's still looking for him, but you found him. So, yeah, just
he can catch him a little better than I can, though. I might can find him, but getting him in the boat's a little tough.
That's funny. Good to see you on here, Jordan. Daniel says perfect sandwich size, 13-inch. Yes, sir. Oh, here we go. Here's our sponsor, Fish and Ski Marine. Good luck to everybody this weekend. I'm assuming that's Ben that's on here. Ben Hicks under Fish and Ski Marine. But yeah, I don't know if you caught the first part of it. We talked all about your new spot. And so one of the things, let me tell you this real quick, because I forgot about it. When we had the tournament there, there's one team that always somehow puts minnows in their bucket and, they go down the drain. I'm not going to say any names, Mr. Smith, but anyway, we were trying to throw those minnows. Anymore. Yeah, not anymore. You can't.
You won't let us use minnows anymore.
That's right. That's because, why is that? Because most people are sponsored by a bait company. There's a lot of bait companies out there. You guys need to be using the baits that, like, I don't use minnows at all. John does, and that's always a good thing to have on the side. But I spend more time trying to keep those suckers alive than I do culling fish or catching fish. But anyway, but yeah, they have a little pond kind of right on the side as you're entering in the Canton. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's Fish and Ski Marine Canton. So this may be. I just drew a blank in your name. I'm sorry. Oh, it is Ben. Okay, I just saw a comment down there. Yes, it is Ben. But they have a little pond down there that they're talking about stocking. So when Mom and Dad Smith come in to look for a new boat, Walker can go over there and go fishing. So that's kind of the point too. Well, the point too is so they don't have to drive the boat to the lake. They can back it in and check, if everything's running smooth. And but they're supposed to be stocking that little thing. So if we do this again, which I know we talked about, talked about the possibility of doing the Fish and Ski Marine tournament again it's not going to be in November. I think we talked about moving it, but we might be able to drop a couple crappie in there. So kind of help the stock. I don't know. We'll see what happens. John Maddox says, Walker, what depth would you start looking this weekend?
So the depth I'm going to go as shallow as I can go without breaking my trolling motor. So 4 foot of water. I'm going to go 3-4 foot of water, and I'm going to work all the way out to 40 foot. Or I don't know what order I'm going to do it in, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to cover as much water as I can. Just start looking around and just keep looking until I find them. They can be shallow, they can be deep. It's either way this weekend.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah. If y'all have questions, go ahead and drop them in there because and I see Trey has a question. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm going to forget if I don't ask this. So what's your philosophy on pre-fishing? Are you pretty much live scoping the whole time? Are you dropping down on them at all? Seeing what color they're biting on? I know that changes day per day. I mean, what's your philosophy on that?
So color, my jig is the exact same jig I use every single tournament. I never change colors.
Which one is that?
It's
I'm joking. You don't have to tell me.
Pretty neat color. If you ever get on the boat, you'll see it. But so I do stick fish. I go and see where I catch my best quality at. Like I'll go and I'll just fish different areas and I'll be like, all right, I caught 12 pounds there, but I caught 13 over there. I was like, all right, I'm going to go over there. But if I only caught one big fish in one area, I might leave that area for last and come see if I can find a big fish there at the end of the tournament. So I just kind of look like where's the best quality I can go find. And I'm catching those while pre-fishing. I don't need to, but I'm still trying to get used to this 12-inch screen. So sizing fish is a little hard. With that 10-inch fish, I could look at that fish and be like, yeah, that's a 1.80 pound. That's a 2-pound fish. So it's a little different. So yes, I am sticking fish right now, just trying to see the best quality that I can find in one area.
Okay. I'm glad I asked that question. I know John and I, when we fish together, we're kind of like, we got plan A and then all of a sudden we're okay. Are we going to choose plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H after that? We're just kind of, we got some ideas, but we're not as advanced as you are. So that was kind of, no, seriously, I'm not being sarcastic on that. That's we need to be a little more into that. So I appreciate that. So yeah, Trey says he is from Brownsville.
That is a drive.
It is. Very long drive. And I appreciate Trey. I appreciate you coming out here for this and being a part of this. He's all excited, man. He loves it. So, and we got another team. I just drew a blank on Slab City guys, Chance White and Flip Morales, I believe. They come from Central Texas.
Wow.
So down in, I just drew a blank on where they're at, but they've got a pretty long drive. Anyway, Jake Carson putting WC on the map. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Ken. Or George. Yeah, Ken. Thank you, Ken. He goes by Ken because that's what I've called you. But I will write both names down there because I don't ever remember. All right. Jordan, see, when it comes to LOP, what technique would you be using, especially having to use jigs only? Good question. That's a test, I'm sure.
I kind of just trying to figure out what he kind of means by this, but what I'm kind of thinking is just getting that reaction bite. That is huge with jigs only because you can't keep that bait in front of them. So no, as soon as I see that fish, I might try pitching a little bit, but I try and move that bait as much as possible so they see it less, but I want them to see it enough where they'll be like, yep, I want to eat that and chase it. So I like to move that bait a little fast, especially at Pines, because usually I get a really aggressive fish at Pines. And if that bait stays in front of them too long, sometimes they're not going to eat it. With that minnow, you could keep it in front of them and you'd just wait, and they'd eat it. But it's harder with that jig to get them to bite, but it is well worth it.
Yeah, it definitely puts a different perspective into fishing, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Jigs. Yeah. Yeah, because I know when you're looking at blackfish, I mean you gotta really present that the right way, or they're not gonna touch it.
Yes.
They're either gonna attack it right off the bat, or just gonna look at it and go,
Yeah.
So, all right. Hopefully that answered your question there, Jordan.
Also, smaller jigs. I would go down to. I'm kind of thinking about using a smaller jig because smaller jigs that crappie can eat it easier. So I'd use the smallest jig as you can, but being able to still get on them in time, in the wind, and everything. So that too. Like you probably won't ever see me again using a 1/4 ounce.
Really? Okay. So you that's a good point. I like 1/8 ounce because I don't have the patience to sit there. I mean, to me, I throw a 16th out and I can go make a sandwich and come back and it's almost there.
Yes, sir.
But is that what kind of what you fish with? I mean, is that what you prefer?
My preferred is an 1/8. That's what I use every tournament. It's right there between that 16th, that 1/4. It drops fast.
Yeah.
And also I still get a really good reaction bite out of it.
So I started doing and of course, I'm fishing more for YouTube versus tournaments. But I started using a company local called Kai's Custom Jigs. And I'm not trying to throw a deal out for them, but they have a weighted swivel. So it's got a swivel on both ends and a 1/4 ounce weight. And then I put about a 2-foot leader on there. And what that does, that gets it down there, and I can then stop it. And that jig just falls right in front of them, and they either hit it or they're going to want it. I mean, they're not going to want it, one of the two. But
yes, sir.
Just because, again, I don't have the patience, which is why I'm not winning a tournament. I just don't have it.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, Trey has a real question. Any fish upstream of the bridge? Upstream of the bridge. Trey, clarify that question, if you would. Are we talking about 155 bridge, which I'm sure you are, because I don't know, and that's I hadn't looked at the rules enough, but it's got to be considered Lake of the Pines. So if you get into the river, I'm not sure if that counts. And I'll talk about let's see, the river where there's a definite cutoff. Golly, I'm just confuse everybody on this. There's a definite cutoff. So Lake of the Pines, for instance, has the rule for, and so does Lake Fork, but between December 1st and February 28th, you can't put fish back. And there's a spot in the river where that does not apply anymore. And I'm not quite sure where that is. So I'm not 100% sure we can go up that far. But clarify that question, if you would, when you're talking about bridges. I think you're talking about 155.
He said far north side of the lake.
Far north side of the lake. So that would be the 155 bridge, I think, would it?
I believe so. Let's check my maps.
I'll tell you what, we're going to get back to that while he's looking at the map. Jerry has a comment here. We could probably use some, but running out of freezer. Oh, somebody asked if we need fish. We can get them next Thursday. So he's talking about crappie fest. So if you do have some fish and you want to bring them, well, you know what? If you don't have Jerry's number and you have mine, call me, text me, whatever, and I'll give you Jerry's information. But I know they're looking for some fish. Jerry, I got a bag for you. Unfortunately, that's all I got, a bag. But I will bring that on Friday night so you can throw that in the cooler to start. We're doing the fish fry Friday night. So I guess I'm not bringing it to you unless I can get it there earlier. So yeah, he needs them by Thursday of next week if you do have fish. Jordan, Mr. Found 'em. I like it. And I like the way he spelled it. That's kind of cool.
It rolls off a little better off the tongue like that.
It does. It does. Did you find the map? Did you look at the map?
Yes. So it does. The lake does keep going for a little. There is a bit of the lake north of that bridge, so there's still a lot of room before you get to the river.
Okay.
I know there is another bridge, but it's way up there on the river. But there's still a boat lane that goes and runs through that river channel.
Okay, so that's the one. Bridge. That's the 155 bridge. Then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you get to the other bridge, you're into the river, and I don't think that's part of Lake of the Pines. I've got that question has never been asked to me, so I don't know the answer.
Yes, sir.
But I think you pretty much have to be on Lake of the Pines to fish this tournament. So don't be going to Lone Star and dropping in. Jerry says Bobby Garland crappie baits. That is going for. Oh, I guess for your answer, talking about what you use. Is that what you're using?
No, sir. I only use hair jigs.
Okay.
95% of the time I have a hair jig on.
All right. That's good to know. And Fish Ski Marine, yes, it's Ben. So, Ben, good to see you on here. So there he is, Felipe Morales, Austin. Oh, I'm thinking of Xavier. I'm sorry. So yeah, Felipe is from Austin. So he's part of. Dang. So he's the one that ties all the jigs for Slab City.
Yes, sir.
Or tie. I don't know if he ties all of it. But he has his bait line. Which, by the way, let me say this real quick because I was not at the last tournament and I didn't think about it till it was way in time. But I've got all the Lucky Dog jigs in my truck. So we didn't do that last time, but Slab City and Felipe are the sponsors for the Lucky Dog that I have in my truck. So if you don't win the tournament, make sure you stay there for the weigh-in because after the weigh-in, we are going to be giving away jigs. And for the amateur division, Scott Bradshaw and Howard Pope have both donated guide trips. So every tournament in amateur will win a guide trip. So that's worth staying for. Okay. Jordan, I'm expecting you to whoop Papa Jerry's box this weekend.
Jerry does good on that lake. That's going to be tough. Jerry knows that lake well. I don't know it enough. Not yet. I know it pretty well, but I don't know. Jerry's got a lot more intel on that lake than I do.
Well, here's the deal, man. Anybody, and I'm not trying to discount y'all's fishing skills by any means, but y'all remember a couple years ago the little guys in the John boat that won that tournament in
Florida.
I thought it was up north on the Coastal River or something like that. I could be wrong, but anyway, they were fishing a John boat without live scope and anything else, and they caught enough fish and won the whole dang tournament. They got lucky, it happens.
Yes, sir.
Robert Lohr, can I fish this tournament? No, sir. You are banned for life. Yes, you can fish a tournament, brother. Today is Monday, so we will be doing signups till Wednesday at midnight online. And then for anybody who cannot do it online, we'll do late registration at Johnson Creek Friday from 5 to 6:30, so you can show up. And let me say this for people like Walker and Jerry and Jordan, whoever else I see on here, Trey. There is a $100 side pod if you want to get into it. That is only in cash. Okay, so you cannot do it on the website. That's why it's not been advertised that much. It is paid in cash. So if you want to do it, you just pop $100 in. And man, as soon as you don't do it, guess what? You're going to win it.
Hey, that's fine because I still be just as happy with that first place. You'll be making enough.
Yeah, I wish you were portable where you can see your trophy wall.
Yeah, that's kind of in our hallway. It's kind of
in
a weird spot. Can't really see the camera on it.
Okay, let's see. Yes, Robert, you can fish it. We'd love to have you. Pull Wayne out of retirement. I know he's not in retirement. I just had to say that, but yeah, because I know you fish with Wayne. Wayne Wright. So, but if you want to fish on your own, if Wayne's got a partner, yeah, you can jump in there, brother. I just saw a comment on the other screen. So Trey is talking about far north side of the bridge. So yeah, I'm going to say, I'm just going to make an executive decision because I don't know the rules on this, but I'm going to say, if you get it to the river side of it, you're probably out of bounds. Robert says Lone Star is fishable if you get to it from the main lake. There you go. It's a big if. If you had seen John and I this weekend fishing on the Nature's River in my flat bottom, I've got a video that I'm working on right now, but we're looking at this spot. I'm like, not quite sure if it's wide enough, John. I think it is. All right, send it. And I just gunned it. We came up, jumped on top, and stuck. And so John's in the front doing the whole shake, and I'm out on the tree pushing the boat. We got through it. It was easier coming back than it was going up. But
yes, sir.
Okay, John says Lake of the Pine has a long ways north of 155. Yeah, I just haven't looked at the map, and I apologize for that. So I don't want to speak out of turn. But if you have any questions on where you're fishing, contact myself or Austin Taylor. I believe Austin's number is on this scrolling thing at the bottom. So I think it's at the very end. So if you have any questions on that, check it out. Let's see, Trey, what is the cutoff for our tourney? You talk about the day, the time, or the cutoff is Wednesday to do it online, Wednesday night at midnight, or 5 to 6:30 at Johnson Creek, which is where we're going to have the tournament. And let me speak on that, guys. I know originally we had a meeting plan for this time. We've had a really hard time with the Corps of Engineers. Not that they're doing anything wrong; they're short-staffed, and I've been on them through emails and phone calls since December. They have to approve the deal to open up rec.gov in order for me to reserve the pavilion, which has not happened. So we have just decided at this point we're going to cancel the meeting on Friday. So we won't be doing that, but a lot of us do come out, hang out, and just talk at the late registration. So even if you're registered, you want to come in, it's always a good time to just come and talk. And I know you guys were there last time, Walker, and about 10 other people. And it's always a good time to just kind of hang out and get some information, see how everybody's day of fishing was, if they tell you the truth, you know. Robert Lohr, Austin is not on here, I don't believe. Jerry said that's not hard to do. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, he's talking about, I'm expecting to whoop Papa Jerry's butt this weekend. Jerry says that's not hard to do.
He always says he's lucky to get 7 fish, but he always brings in the right 7.
Yeah, exactly. Robert says, oh, go ahead.
No, nothing. I was just going to say the experience Jerry has, it's unlike any other. He's good at what he does.
He is. Folk show. Robert says you'd have hell crossing that Lone Star Bridge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anything up there, you'd have a pretty good hard time with it. I took my boat on the Sabine River the other day, which was not a wise choice. When everybody was complimenting on how nice my boat looked, and I started looking around, and I was the only one that had a fiberglass boat, I realized that I probably shouldn't be out there. But I didn't punch any holes in it, and we only got stuck on 2 sandbars. Hit about 10 trees, but it wasn't bad.
Yes, sir.
Jerry says no reason to go that far north. Okay, there you go, Trey. That's the answer to your question. No reason to go that far north. And he's asking the same question. So this is going back to the other one. Anything north of the 155 bridge, and let's go back to Jerry's thing saying there's no reason to go that far north. Paul Peasy. Did y'all discuss junior angler awards for each division? We have. So in the past, honestly, we've never had a junior angler in the pro division. So that's why it was always combined, because all the junior anglers were in the amateur or the semi-pro. We are making one for the junior angler in the pro division. So each division will have a junior angler award. So whoever gets the biggest fish, I guess the biggest stringer in that deal, whatever team, that individual will get that junior angler award. So, we really promote that. That's kind of why we did this year. We went to the amateur division because we're trying to grow the sport, guys. The crappie fishing, I think, is growing in general, but the tournament side of it is not. And, we've made some changes, which so far seem to be good. We're having more people in the pro division signing up, and you must have seen a funny comment. I haven't scrolled down that far on purpose. But anyway, we're getting a lot more teams in here. We had 44 boats last month, and I think we had 34 or 35 at Palestine, which is most we've had in a long time.
Especially for January. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of afraid to see what happens at Fork. In all honesty, I'm kind of scared to see it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of people, which is good. It's just from a running the thing, it's a lot of people, but that's what we want, guys. We want y'all to get into the amateur division. If you had never fished, get into the amateur division, learn what you're doing, figure it out, because it is scary. I know, and y'all are probably the same way. My first tournament, I showed up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know anybody. In fact, I met Marquis Blaylock. He was there. He got disqualified because he had a junior angler with him. He thought he had to have 8 fish, one for the. And I'm not trying to throw you under the bus there, Marquis, but I mean the rules weren't real clear on that. And so we're all just kind of standing there. I just happened to be right next to him. Started talking, and both of us had no idea what we're doing. I had all my fish in a bass bag. I didn't know what to do at all. And I ask anybody that's been a part of this, if you see somebody you don't know, go talk to them. Just talk to them. If they ask you advice, give them advice. We're a good group of people for the most part. Robert Lord's a little weird, but but everybody. I mean, seriously, everybody's a good group of people in here, and I don't think there's many people that won't give you advice and especially help you out if you're brand new. So give me 1 second. Let me write something down here that I need to talk about here in just a second. All right. Let's see. Trey Garza. I'm told, Chris. Hey, I do have beard hair jigs, guys. They're a limited supply, but they work. I got them right behind me. I shaved my beard off and made jigs, and those crappie loved them. No. So, in fact, Flip, I'm gonna give you some beard hair that you can that you can tie a jig with. Crappie Hunt is your company. I'm sorry, Chance White with Slab City. So I apologize. I got y'all mixed up, but I think I have some of your jigs in my truck as well because they have your name on them. So thank you guys for being the sponsors for the Lucky Dog. Let's see. Dang band, I need my $55 back. $55. You can't do the amateur division. Come on, bro. Marquis says 1/16 ounce Gray Ghost is what he uses. Dude, I can't do it, dude. I mean, that's literally a 10-minute fall. I literally can go make a turkey sandwich and probably cook the turkey before that sucker gets down there. I just don't have the patience, but I know some people do. But with that 1/25 ounce deal that I use, you can't get them down there quick and then pop them down. So that is something I do like. Trey Garza, $100 is more of a donation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Wayne's registering this week. Gotcha. Good job, Robert. Concrete, rock wall, and above is off limits. Okay, perfect. That's good to know. So there's a concrete rock wall in that river. So that is where the off limits. Robert used to be on the board, so I'm glad you knew the answer. Mitch Watkins, there's plenty of good oil spill on Lone Star right now. Yeah, we don't probably need to eat any of those fish. Scott Bradshaw, here we go. Normally, if you can navigate there with a boat, you're good. Whitney is the only lake that we've had a limit. Okay, that's good to know. I just didn't know that answer because nobody's asked it before. Jerry says, I hope I can catch 7. All right. East Texas Outdoors bringing the pontoon to the party. Awesome. East Texas Outdoors, I need to talk to you. If you can, when you get a chance, are you registered? If you are, what is your name? What are you registered under? If you don't mind putting it out here. If not, send me a message on Facebook, Chris Sarge Gill, and let's talk for a minute. Robert, come on, Robert. It's crappie fishing only, dude. I'm joking. Concrete wall out of bounds. Jerry says Paul is my junior angler. Hey, you know what? I teased Kip Wright. Kip told me one day he's gonna bring his son, and I don't know if y'all seen Will, but Will's taller and bigger than Kip, and so I call him a junior angler every time. He's probably getting mad at me about that, but I still tease him about that. Kip Wright is junior angler. Will. Okay, Trey's bringing his 15-year-old daughter spring break. Good. That's what we need. Fork Turner is my birthday. Awesome. Happy birthday early. And just, Robert, so you know that Crappie Fest is my birthday. So, let's see. East Texas Outdoors is my first serious tournament, and I have to fish the pro division. Y'all take it easy on me this weekend. Hey, brother, we all start somewhere. Unfortunately, you're a guide, so yeah, that happens. But we gotta have some kind of division on there, and yeah, Marquis is in here. Lesson learned for sure. When I was talking about his junior angler. So if you do have a junior angler, guys, it is only 7 fish. It's not 8. Not one for the junior angler. I think we clarified that in the rules when I came on the board, but that was a bit. Oh, Robert's talking about membership is 55. I got you. Okay, I thought you the amateur division is also 55. I'm like, dude, you're not fishing the amateur division. Come on, bro. It ain't gonna happen. Let's see. Trey says I've only been fishing for crappie fishing for 7 months, and I'm destined to win a pro division tournament this year. There you go. That's what you got to do is have that attitude, man. Let's see.
This is the perfect lake to do it too.
Yes, for sure. All right, James, I see your comment. Thank you so much. Jordan told me you were going to win them all. Talking about you.
Oh, we'll see.
So, all right, let's see. Kenny Price. And guys, we're not going to keep this on all night, but let's see. We got 32 watching. That's pretty good, man. Kenny Price should be some big weights this weekend, man. I agree, for sure. Okay, there he goes. East Texas Outdoors is under his own account. Awesome. Okay. Hey, guys, look, let's talk about something serious real quick. One of the things that we really need to do, you look at some of these bass tournaments that are, have happened in the past. We've got to really be conscious of boat safety. Okay. If you're driving at night, somebody be on the lookout. When John and I fish together, I'm looking at my graph. John's looking ahead with a flashlight, look for buoys on Lake Fork, for instance. You got to have that combination or some kind of combination. If you can't see, if you got seats, move them, take them down. We've got to make sure that we are safe. The last thing we want to do, and that's another big thing, is if you cannot if you didn't have the fish that you need to have, if you don't like what you have, and you're not going to go on the way in, I need you to call myself or Austin Taylor. Again, Austin's number's down here. I'll be happy to give you mine right now, 903-253-5604. Or any board member, call us and let us know that you are not coming so we can put you as a check-in. Number one, if you don't show up, we don't know you fished, so that doesn't count for your 3 at the end of the year to get state finals. And we also need to know that you're off the water so we don't have somebody stuck out in the lake in the middle of the night. You know, this is safety all the way around. So please, guys, make sure you are safe at all cost. Scott Bradshaw, anyone can get lucky and win on Pines. Yeah, you're right. Scott won last year. What was it? No, 2 years ago. Was it state finals?
Decker and Taylor won Pines last year in the Pro
Yeah,
Division.
last year. I think it was 2 years ago. And I'm joking with Scott right there, but yeah, Scott hammered him 1 year on Pines. So him and Joby.
There's a ton of fish in that lake.
Okay, here's a question here for Walker. What's your favorite rod?
The Ozark 15-foot machine is the hands down best rod I have ever used. If I'm in a tournament, that is the rod in my hand. That is, I love it. I'll sometimes pick up the 17-footer, but I'm scared I'm going to break it because I boat flip a lot of fish. So it's just a fear because it gets a little thinner at the end. I haven't broke it yet, but I boat flip 2.5-pound fish with that 15-foot rod, and I'm comfortable with it. That is the best rod I've ever used.
Okay, good to know. Now, that did bring up a question for me. If you're boat flipping, what is your dad doing? I thought he was a net man.
Well, he is netting 99% of the fish, but every now and then when I see a really big fish, I hold my breath. Like I'm really bad about it. I won't say anything. I hold my breath. And if I turn around and he's looking the other way, every now and then I'll bring a fish up and I'll hit him in the back with that fish. Not on purpose, but I make sure it's in the boat. Like I will not breathe again until that fish is in the boat.
Yeah.
It gets bad sometimes.
Sorry, Josh. I was just trying to call you out. I didn't know if you were playing on Facebook like most of us do in the deer stand or, whatever. But let's see. Jerry just turned them on. Man, I'm so bad at remember what we were talking about. You're talking about the game. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Alex Hester. Never entered a crappie tournament. What's the info? I live 5 minutes from the north side of Pines and stay on crappie consistently. Okay, here I'm going to put give me 1 second. All right, there's the website. You go to crappieanglersoftexas.com, and if you'll click on tournaments and then go down to 2026 tournament schedule, that shows you the schedule. Right above there is going to be the registration, so you can do it online. There's a $50 membership. If you do it online, it's $55 because we have to charge the extra for the credit card processing. And we'd love to have you, man. That's what it's about, is growing this. And Alex, let everybody that fishes know about this, because I mean it's a fun time. I'm hoping to have. I'd love to have another 45 boats there. We'll see. It's always you never can't tell because it's always slow at this time of the year. I think we only have like 8 people registered right now, or this time of the week, and then all of a sudden they just start flooding in. But I think it's going to be pretty good. Oh, yes. Stephen, thank you so much. I did put this on a website or on a Facebook and the website, but lines in is 7:30 and lines out is at 3:00 because it does get darker later. It's still kind of dark at 7:30. So that was part of what I was going to go into on boat safety, is just make sure that you can see, where you're going. Don't be navigating using your maps doing 60 miles an hour in the dark, especially on Pines, because you might hit a boat or you might hit a tree. There's been quite a few lower units claimed by this lake. So, but yeah, time. So 7:30 to 3, weigh-in line closed at 4. And again, guys, I cannot stress this. If you're not going to make it to the tournament or to the the weigh-in, please let somebody know, because if not, we're going to be waiting on you. And so the whole group is going to be kind of hanging out waiting. We're waiting for Ken Shear. All right, where's Ken at? And then everyone's going to know that you're late, and they're going to call you. So I'm just used your name as an example, but let's see, Alex. One thing, I also have something written down. So any amateurs that are on here, one of the things that we do a lot of times, tell me your. Let's talk about live well. That's a good thing, and we're not going to keep this going long. I want to keep it about an hour, and we're right there now. But let's talk about two things. How do you do live well management? This time of the year is pretty easy, but tell me your live well management, and then how do you transport your fish from the boat to the weigh-in?
So as soon as I'm on the water, I'm filling up my live well, and then I'm kind of running the aerator. Not a ton, because it will heat up that water too much, but I'll run it here and there. I'm not putting any ice in there. This is like perfect water temp. So easiest way to keep fish alive right now. This is the perfect time of year. But we will throw some G juice in there, because G juice is a lifesaver, in my opinion. And I try and fill it up as much as I can, so those fish have tons of water they can swim around in. And then I have my live well wide open, so just the more space those fish can have. And then just moving them, I wait till I get there. I like to fill my cooler up a little more, so like they have enough water and everything in that cooler to try and keep them alive as much as possible, so we don't lose a fish right there at weigh-in.
Okay. Now, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna ask this question for really amateur guys and people who really haven't, like Alex, if he comes in here. Are you filling that cooler up with lake water, put G juice in it, or you're filling it up from your live well? How are you doing that? And when we're talking about coolers, you're not talking about 120 quart Yeti. I mean, you're what size? You know what I mean? What talk about that?
Oh, I don't know the exact size. It's kind of a smaller, medium-sized cooler, and I kind of I pump the water straight out of my live well. So what they've been sitting in all day is what I'm putting in that cooler. So I'm not giving them anything new. I'm not shocking them. I mean, nothing like that. I'm just using the water they've been sitting in all day, and that's what's going in that cooler.
Yeah, perfect. And for anybody that's new to it, or has a question on it, the fish have to be alive when they're checked. They can die from the time they're checked in. So when you get out of the boat, come straight to the check-in line. Usually your mom there, Natalie, and Rocky are going to be there, and Ben. So one of those three will be doing. Well, no, Natalie's not going to be doing fish checks. Doesn't want to get fish in her fingernails, but she's probably mad at me now. Anyway, but one of those two will be doing check-in. So the first thing you do is come in, get your fish checked. They'll give you a big fish tag, and then they'll tell you what line to go in. After that, the fish can die. It does not matter. We do want to try to put fish back in the lake if at all possible. We will be right by the lake. So if you want to donate your fish, there will be a cooler. And let me just say this. I don't want people just bringing coolers in here. That we've talked about that before. People show up and all of a sudden there's 15 coolers. Guys, you need to get prior approval from us to put a deal out. Okay. So right now, Ben helps out. He works as free. I'll let him put a cooler there. So if you want to donate your fish, you can. If you want to put them back in the lake, if they're healthy and moving, we'd prefer you put them back in the lake and doing some conservation. So, okay, let's see. I did that. James Chestnut. Okay, guys, home lake north of 155, headed north of the left side of the creek. Gets pretty shallow. Hug the right side till you get to the turn. Yeah, bro, I ain't going that far. But I appreciate the info. My trolling motor is still bent from last time I was up there. So, but I do appreciate that for sure. Let's see. Alex, thanks. Man, I hope we see you, man. We'd love to have you out there. John asked, Walker, are you using braid fluoro What's your main line, and do you run a leader?
So I run 20-pound braid. That's all I use. And no, I don't run a leader. It just takes too much time setting up and everything. And if I have to retie a leader mid tournament and stuff, it takes too much time. So I just run just straight braid, 20-pound braid all the way through my weight to my jig. And that's what I run guiding. That's why I run tournaments. That's everyday fishing.
Okay. Good information. Ken, thanks for taking care of me. Yeah, no problem, brother. I used him as the example a while ago. Let's see. Alex says that's exactly what he does. So good. You're right in there. Brad Ford fished for the first time last month at Sandland. Great group. Left early, not knowing we finished fourth. Ha! There we go. You know what? Hey, get with me afterward because I wasn't there. So, Brad, if you will, you know what? Never mind. Hold on. Let me write this down because I've got your number. Brad, Quinn. Brad, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Let me check with Austin because, like I said, I wasn't there. So Austin did all the checks. And let me figure out exactly. Let me write Carter Massey on there too. Exactly what happened, and we'll get it fixed for you. Okay. Are you going to be at this tournament, Brad? Can we keep them for our own free? Oh yeah, by all means. Yes. You don't have to release your fish. You don't have to give them to somebody else. If you want to keep your fish yourself, yes, you're more than welcome. And you can have, I will say this, you can have your limit. Alex, if you're fishing by yourself, you can have 25 fish on your boat. You can only turn in 7. Okay. So if you have 8 fish in that cooler, you will get disqualified. It's part of it. You can have 6 fish, you can have 7 fish, but you can't have more than 7 in the cooler. You can have 25 in your boat. A lot of people will catch them and keep them. And I don't, just because I don't want to get messed up. But yes, that is definitely good. Let's see. Here you go, Walker. Walker is one of the nicest guys in Cat Pro Division. Thank you for number one. Thanks for the comment for him. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
Oh, you're good. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to be the best I can be, and I'm glad people can recognize that. That's good.
Yeah, he's definitely a nice guy. But I do say, Trey, thank you for saying that in the pro division because that would kind of made me feel bad that I wasn't a nice guy. I'm joking. Marcus Williams, yes, you can keep them for yourself. There we go. Let's see. Perfect time. Thanks. Perfect for the heads up. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I appreciate you guys being on here. Again, I cannot stress enough boat safety for not just this tournament, for every tournament. We're about to get into you get on, what is that lake we're doing? Lavon. It's going to be a bunch of skiers, jet skiers. You've got to have your head on a swivel the entire time. So just boat safety. Yeah, man, we hope we'll see you on Saturday. If you can, get out there Friday at Johnson Creek, and we'll be doing the late registration. Once again, let me just go ahead and do all the times again. 7:30 lines in, 3 o'clock or 3 o'clock lines out. Weigh-in line closed at 4, so you have an hour to get to the weigh-in. Try not to take an hour, please, because once again, we're all tired. We're fishing, we're running the tournament, we're all ready to go home as well. We still got to drop off trailers and all that stuff, but you do have an hour to get to the weigh-in. Doesn't mean we're going to wait that long to start the weigh-in, but we will wait till 4 o'clock before we shut it off. So, and what else? I said Friday night, 5:30 or 5 to 6:30, late registration, and go from there. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Walker, thank you so much for being on tonight. You did good. He was a little nervous, but he was pretty excited that we asked him. So I appreciate you being on here. Seriously, and congratulations for everything y'all have accomplished in your fishing career with Cat and really everything else you're doing. So look forward to seeing y'all this weekend. You and
Yes,
your
sir.
dad and mom. And is William going to be there?
I don't know. He goes back to school this week, so I'm not sure.
Okay. He's getting independent. He's getting old. So anyway. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. We went a little bit over, but thank you so much. And again, we will do this. The next tournament will be at Hugo. I will not be at that one either, unfortunately. Never got to fish Hugo, but we will do a live on the Monday before that, and we'll talk about the lake. We'll have somebody on. I don't know who it is, but we'll have somebody and go from there. So again, thank you to Fish and Ski Marine for sponsoring this, and we'll see you guys on Saturday. All right, y'all have a good night. Walker, stay on just for a minute, okay?
Yes, sir.